Welcome back!
I'm Jamie.
I'm Jen.
And today we are watching
House of the Dragon.
Season 1, Episode 1. I adore Game of Thrones. I love it. I haven't read the books. I do want to read the books.
It's kind of like reading the Bible. So-and-so begat so-and-so, the son of so-and-so.
How did you feel about the ending of Game of Thrones?
Mixed feelings. I feel a lot of things. Because, like, the first 3 episodes, it could have been broken up into 2 seasons. Like, everything that happened at Winterfell, and then everything else that happened, like, that should have been 2 seasons right there. That's how I feel. Because there was so much that could have went into the character arcs that just kind of got destroyed in that last bit of time that needed more build to get me there. Like, how there's just a lot of things. Like, and I could see how what they did to Dany, like, if you go back and rewatch the seasons, like, the little tidbits of her being a little bit mad and constantly having advisors who are always like, that's what your dad did, let's kind of roll that back, don't be like that. Like, I can see a little bit of those things, but how quickly they flipped her, I feel like that needed a whole season of its own to make her that mad. Like, I get she lost very important people to her. Grief does things, absolutely. But for how quickly that rolled out, I was pretty disappointed with that. I'm happy, like, that Jon went north. Like, he never wanted to really rule over people. That was not his thing. So, like, I'm happy that he got to, like, go do that. But I don't know. I have a love-hate relationship with it. Because the first 3 episodes, it just gave the fans everything they wanted right there. And I immediately knew, I'm going to hate the rest of this because you just gave me, like, my heartfelt episodes, all these people reconnecting. Like, there were so many big things that happened right before that battle. And I was like, this is not going to be great. And it wasn't.
Are you excited for a new series?
Yeah. Yes. Absolutely. I think, like, because there's obviously so much depth into these family lines and the histories behind all of this. So I'm excited to see, like, that aspect of it. And then go back and watch Game of Thrones and kind of, like, have that kind of like what happened with Stranger Things. Like, now that last season happened, I went back and started from the beginning with the viewpoint of, like, how she ended up broken out already and, like, what had happened to her when they found her as a little girl. So I like having that back history and then rewatching something, because it just, you pick up on different things. The story just feels a little different. Mm-hmm. So yes, I'm very excited.
But is the expectation that this show is going to be as good?
I don't think so.
I don't know. Like, there's a lot of... I haven't dug very deep into this. Like, I was more concerned about, like, spoilers. I knew we were going to want to react to this. So I didn't do a lot of research into what this show was going to be. Or, like, even a lot of the actors that are going to do it. I noticed that there was the one guy who was one of the Doctor Who's, I think. Mm-hmm. He's in it. I don't remember what his name is. But that's really the only one I really recognized in, like, one trailer that I watched.
I hadn't even heard of it. He said, want to react to House of the Dragon? And I thought it was like a cult classic Bruce Lee movie from 1980. Sure.
No.
And here we are.
Game of Thrones back. Do you know what spin-off I want? Arya being a little assassin on her boat.
If this doesn't start with bum, 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 bum.
How bummed are you going to be?
Century, the Targaryen dynasty came to a close. The health of the old king, Jaehaerys, was failing.
The name's already... Oh boy. Jaehaerys.
Princess Rhaenys Targaryen the king's eldest descendant, and her younger cousin, Prince Viserys Targaryen, the king's eldest male descendant.
It is declared by all
Let me guess. The boy.
and lords vassal of the Seven Kingdoms, the Prince
Yeah.
Viserys Targaryen, in May, Prince.
Give the girl a chance.
Rhaenys, a woman, would not inherit the Iron Throne. Jaehaerys called the Great Council to prevent a war being fought over his succession. For he knew the cold truth. The only thing that could tear down the House of the Dragon was itself.
Okay.
Okay, realistically, how do they stay on the dragon?
I'm gonna guess there's like
Strapped
some
in.
kind of spikes or like they're holding on to something.
Silence.
Come again?
Kumbas. Primas.
Welcome back, Princess. I trust your ride was pleasant.
Try not to look too relieved, sir.
I am relieved. Every time that golden beast brings you back unspoiled, saves my head from a spike.
That's almost large enough to
There was
sell
like a
too.
little saddle
I believe
on
I
it.
Yeah.
have to the spectator. Thank you.
Man, going from riding a dragon to sitting in a horse and carriage must feel like a big step backwards.
Before the games are over, my son will be born, and the whole realm will celebrate.
We have no way of predicting the sex of the child.
Of course, none is capable of rendering an opinion free of conditions, are they now? There's a boy in the Queen's belly. I know it. And my heir will soon put all of this damnable hand-wringing to rest himself.
You pass through the Red Keep's gates at first light.
Does my father know he's here?
No.
Good.
Godspeed, good.
It's all right, sir. Sparo drivos egauna kebus.
Mohoso dime, che si nuovos temibus magilarios.
Dochang valikut statilux daor.
Eu al mono trezi sicos si ageve. Ergoti, peri. Do you know what it is?
It's Valerian's steel. My dark sister.
Turn around. You and I both own a small piece of our ancestry. KVA.
Did you read it? Of course I read it. When Princess Nymeria arrived
Don't get
at
good
the door,
vibes from
who
that
did she
man.
take to husband?
No.
A man. What are you doing? Do you remember? If the scepter sees this book, the scepter. Rhaenyra!
F-bombs were a thing in year 101.
Hey. Those have been around for a while.
I mean,
Is it healing?
It has grown slightly, Your Grace.
Gross.
Similar cases. It's a small cut from sitting the throne.
that is a bed sore, sir.
How does one get a pus hole on their back?
I'm sitting too long. That's a bed sore.
You spend more time in the back.
That's what that looks like? That's what I think.
It's as warm as the mist as well now.
I do like that bathtub.
Same. Goals, man.
Miserable pregnancy. I wouldn't be surprised if I hatched an actual dragon.
And he will be loved and cherished.
Has there been any word from your dear brother?
Not since I named him commander of the City Watch.
He
I'm
happens
sure
to be
he
on
will
your throne.
re-emerge for the tourney. He can never stay away from the lists.
You do understand that nothing will cause the babe to grow a cock if it does not already possess one.
This child's a boy, Emma.
Yeah.
I'm certain of it. I've never been more certain of anything.
That is not how you get a boy.
Victory. Our son was born wearing Aegon's iron crown. And I heard the sound of a thundering hooves.
That was the face of somebody imagining an iron crown exiting the womb.
Oh.
Born wearing a crown.
Yeah, see?
God, Yep.
Are they killing them, or are they just beating them up a whole bunch?
I think they're beating them.
What is
Yeah,
the
it
purpose
just-
of this? Okay, well, that was a little bit more intense. Raper. Oh boy. We've gone to another level. Ah. Oh, I see. Okay. Thief, you lose your hand. Raper, you lose other things. Eye for an eye.
Penis for us.
Okay, but
Allowed to act with this kind of
maybe that was effective.
Maybe no more rapes will happen.
Your new gold clothes
Clothes.
made quite the impression last night, didn't they? Did they?
The City Watch is not a sword to be wielded at your whim.
Our city should be safe for all its people.
I agree. I suppose you don't have to make
Okay. I agree.
Time will tell.
I mean, for as many penises as he cut off, that's not a lot of blood on his
Yeah.
face.
That's a promote
Yeah.
law and order. If only the prince would show the same devotion to his lady wife as he does his work, Your Grace. She'd not been seen in the Vale or at Brimstone for quite some time.
I think my bronze bitch is happier for my absence.
Lady Rhea is your wife, a good and honourable lady of the
The
Vale.
Vale men are said to fuck sheep instead of women. I can assure you, the sheep are prettier.
You made a vow to
Hear me.
your wife in marriage.
Much I could give Lady Rhea to you, Lord Hightower, if you're in want of a woman to warm your bed. Your own lady wife passed recently.
Ooh, don't bring up dead wives.
Otto.
Perhaps you aren't ready to move on just yet.
You know how my brother makes sport of provoking you. Must you indulge him?
What are those little balls?
I don't know.
My apologies, Your Grace.
This council has, at great expense, bettered the City Watch to your exacting standards.
Is it like the start of the meeting? Everybody who has a seat at the table, put your ball in the hole. It's like Monopoly.
Understood, Your Grace.
Now he's leaving and not taking his little ball.
I'm very invested in the balls. This just makes me want to watch Knight's Tale now.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, fatal injuries. Hooray!
Kristen is common-born son of Lord Dondarrion the Steward, but other than that, and the fact that he's just unhorsed both of the Baratheon lads, I really couldn't say.
I like that guy.
It's got like bat wings. Probably dragon wings, but
I mean, yeah,
they look
it's a
like
dragon
bat
head
wings.
down his face. His helmet is very extra. Well, look
How
at that
do you
one.
see through that?
I think we need to go down the line of just looking at helmets.
I mean,
Yeah, he
I
picked
get
the guy
that
who sees the hardest. Like, your vision's gonna be terrible. I picked you. Is that a seahorse on his? That's such a cool one.
See, why is his face exposed in his helmet and all the others are staring through little peepholes?
Oh, nice. My guess would be
Is it
because
just
he's
like, I'm so good, I don't need to protect
an
my pretty
arrogant
face?
little bunghole, and he's just
Probably
like,
right.
look at my face.
Okay. Cheat.
Cheating. 100% cheating.
Smile and clap, ladies. Smile and clap.
For sure it's a girl, right?
What's happening? The infant is in breach, Your Grace. All attempts to turn the babe are failing.
And the day grows ugly.
I feel like we need to Google some things about what you can and can't do when jousting.
Our future king. With one thing planned.
It's a marvel that war didn't break out of first blood.
Wow. There's Jamie
That's
in the
me.
background.
That's my character.
There's me. Just quietly picking my fingers apart in fear.
It sometimes becomes necessary for the father
To decide.
to make an impossible
Yes.
choice.
There we go.
Speak it. To sacrifice one or to lose them both.
You can save the child.
We must either act
Knew it.
now or leave it with the gods.
And you still don't know if it's a boy or not. Prepare for a lifetime of guilt.
No, it's all right.
You're not gonna
tell
knock
her?
her out? Oh boy.
You're just gonna hold her down and not tell her?
Don't be scared. Don't be scared. They're going to bring the baby. It's all right.
Okay, let's drug the woman first. Milk of the poppy.
Making the first incision. Don't be scared.
Kind of like the old ball and chain weapon.
It feels classy.
You get a little bit more like oomph.
Yeah.
Realistically, this woman would have passed out by now.
Oh, yeah. No way.
I understand you're a strong Targaryen woman,
Right.
but everyone has their limits.
Being cut open with very little drugs.
After hours of painful labor.
That much blood loss. There it is. Is it a girl?
Why would they go through all this?
Congratulations, Your Grace. You have a son.
What?
It's born. A new heir, Your Grace.
Okay, so now something tragic has to happen to this son.
And you and the Queen chosen a name?
Like the uncle killing him or something?
Uh-huh. Is the baby joking?
Something happens to the baby. Because she even said that the other babies didn't make it. Some were stillborn,
Right.
some...
Crossover. Aha.
Yeah. Put her through all that pain and they both died anyways.
They make her start the fire?
I feel like they're all standing kind of close for this.
I do not like you, sir. I do not like you.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of this king. I'll be honest, Brian, if you ever have to decide to kill me, you better tell me. I want a full conversation before you sneak that up on me.
Again with the little balls.
I gotta Google what the balls are.
Daemon Targaryen.
If Daemon were to remain the uncontested heir, it could destabilize the realm.
The realm? Or this council?
No one here can know what Daemon would do were he king, but no one can doubt his ambition.
What are you saying? My brother would murder me. Take my crown.
Yes, that's exactly what we're saying.
I mean...
Read the crowd, sir. Read the
Please.
crowd.
Daemon has ambition, yes, but not for the throne.
I will not be made to choose between my brother and my daughter. You wouldn't have to, Your Grace. There are others who would have a claim.
Such as your wife, Lord Corlys, or the Queen who never was.
Rhaenys was the only child of Jaehaerys' eldest son. She had a strong claim at the Great Council, and she already has a male
Just
heir.
moments ago, you announced your support for Daemon.
If we cannot agree on an heir, then how can we
My
expect
wife
a
and son are dead.
Thank you.
I will not sit here and suffer crows that come to feast on their corpses.
Take your ball and leave.
He toasted Prince Balon, the king's son, styling him the heir for a day.
Oh.
I corroborated this report with 3 separate witnesses. The evening was, by all accounts, a celebration.
You cut the image of the conqueror, brother.
Did you say it?
I mean, that seems like an easy solution to all these problems, is just to off the brother.
Honestly, I mean, it would really cut the season down.
We
Yes.
all in our own way, Your Grace.
My family has just been destroyed. But instead of being by my side over near us, you chose to celebrate your own rise, laughing with your whores and your leg spittles. Yet everything I've given you, you've thrown back in my face.
You've only ever tried to send me away to the Vale, to the City Watch, anywhere but by your side. 10 years you've been king, and yet not once have you asked me to be your hand. Why would I do
I'm
that?
hearing
Because I'm
Joffrey
your
right now.
Right?
That is what I'm
And the
hearing.
blood of the dragon runs thick.
Then why did you cut me so deep?
I've only ever spoken the truth. I see Otto Hightower for what he is.
Unwavering and loyal.
Ooh, throwing out the
A
C
second
word.
son who stands to inherit nothing he doesn't seize for himself.
Otto Hightower is a more honourable man than you could ever be.
He doesn't protect you. I would.
From what?
Yourself. I'm your heir.
Nothing more.
Oh
You
boy.
are to return to Runestone and your lady wife at once. And you are to do so without quarrel. By order of your king.
I mean, what did he think was gonna happen?
Yeah. How'd you think that was
don't act
gonna
shocked.
play out?
That feels like a biohazard.
That feels important.
And I believe, as I know she did, that you could be a great ruling queen.
Damon is your heir.
Damon was not made to bear the crown. But I believe that you are.
Corliss of House Valarian,
And without deceit.
That's a cool looking dragon.
Gods and
Is that the girl from the brothel?
Yeah, is this his favorite lady of the night?
Give me your hand.
I, Orlan Baratheon,
Ooh. Baratheon.
Our histories. They tell us that Aegon looked across the Blackwater from Dragonstone. Saw a rich land ripe for the capture. But ambition alone is not what drove him to conquest. It was a dream. And just as Daenerys foresaw the end of Valyria, Aegon foresaw the end of the world of men. Just to begin with a terrible winter, gusting out of the distant north.
I, Rickon Stark, Lord of Winterfell.
Aegon saw absolute darkness riding on those winds, and whatever dwells within will destroy the world of the living. When this great winter comes, Rhaenyra, all of Westeros must stand against it. And if the world of men is to survive, a Targaryen must be seated on the Iron Throne, strong enough to unite the realm against the cold and the dark. Aegon called his dream the Song of Ice and Fire. This secret, it's been passed from king to heir since Aegon's time.
What?
And now you must promise to carry it.
That's the blade.
Promise me this, Rhaenyra. Promise me.
There's my song. There it is. There's a lot to absorb.
That was a lot. I am very much looking forward to this show.
Yes.
That was,
Better than I expected.
yeah. That was really good. I love the little piece of the knife. Like, that knife has so much meaning throughout Game of Thrones. That
See, I
whole...
remember nothing about the knife.
What?
Not a single thing about the knife.
That's the knife that the assassin tried to use to kill Bran when he was in the bed.
Okay.
That's the knife that they, like, pinned the Lannisters sent him. Like, that kind of started Catelyn on that route.
Right.
And then the knife ended back with Littlefinger, who gave it to Bran. Bran gave it to Arya. That's the knife she used to kill... What's his face?
Okay.
What is his name?
The Night King?
The Night King. Draw that blank. Yeah, so it's cool to see, like, the history of who had that knife first, and 172 years later, where it ends up. I like this. I like the little pieces of, like, I like the history of this. 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
I'm happy with that. I mean, it definitely had all the Game of Thrones vibey, like, brothels, the song.
The dragons, the balls.
The balls. Super sad the wife died. That's a bummer. I kind of felt like they were leading it to like a... She was so doom and gloom in the tub. You just kind of knew, like...
They should have just let her choose, because what she would have chosen was to save her baby. And then that would have taken the burden off of him.
Yeah. 100%.
Nobody thought this through.
No. Because she wouldn't have been like, oh no, do nothing, let us both die.
Right.
She would have been like, yeah, do it.
Right,
Instead, you just, like, put her in terror like that.
Yeah. Like, tell her, give her the choice, let her make the choice, and then let her say her goodbyes to you. Let her see her other child to say goodbye.
Right, instead you're just like, they're gonna get the baby out now. Everything's great.
Grab her by the ankles and yank her down.
Yeah, all of a sudden you go from holding her hand to pinning her down. I mean, that really... That's
could
what
have been
the last
handled
memory you
much
want.
more delicately.
I'm curious, like, how quickly they'll kill him off.
Yeah.
Because they left him with some weird mystery pus spot on his back. So obviously, he's not doing well.
He'll probably just die on his own. He probably has some
probably
illness.
Super sickly, and then they'll just, like, kill him off in a couple episodes, and then she'll be queen. Battling out with her uncle. Since we know how incesty they are, I totally thought her and her uncle were gonna...
Well, and like you said, what is the significance of him cutting his finger?
I know, that got me, like, maybe I watched too many crime shows. Because I'm like...
DNA behind.
Well, because I'm like, the brother was the last one in the chair, and he shouldn't have been in the chair, and he was in the throne room by himself in the chair.
Maybe
and then all of a sudden...
Maybe that's where he got the pus spot from. The blood on the chair.
Yeah. Maybe the brother put something on the chair. I've watched too many crime shows.
Anything's possible.
I mean... Bye!
Goodbye!